Hello everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome back. So I'm just gonna say it like it is. Today I did horrible trading. I looking back, it's like I don't even know how I don't think I could do that on purpose if I really wanted to. Well, actually, probably. But it got to the point where like every trade I was making, the ticker would instantly go the opposite direction. I was like, how is this even possible? It was one of those like days where you're just extremely frustrated. And I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, when I was at the park earlier today doing my workout, I was like, yeah, I don't feel super great today. So instantly, I was always in the feeling that kind of waking up on the wrong side of the bed. So I really think today was just purely me. It wasn't really the market because we had some amazing moves today. Primarily pre-market from like 7 to like 7:30 or 7:45. We had one of the best pre-market front sides of the year, and I lost money on it. Like how? It was textbook perfect. I mean, it was picture perfect. So it was extra stressful in that regard today. And then I ended up just shorting large caps and actually made back some of my losses because I was this close to my max slots, my max stop today on the day. So where I can't keep trading if I hit that level of losses. So let's go over the trading screen and show you guys what I've been up to. It definitely feels like I've been up to a lot of nonsense. That's definitely for sure. And this is NIO, a large cap that I'm actually the most red on, unfortunately, but not from this. This is where I made back all of my, not all, but a very large chunk of my losses shorting this ticker. Here on this beautiful front side, somehow I don't get any of it, which is so weird because I'm primarily a front side trader and that's where I make all my money. And then here, I made some big losses just because I didn't cut my losses quick enough. So let's go and show you guys what I'm down today. I'm only down $5.99, which is nice. I was like at 9 or like 8.95 or something like that, or 9.30. I don't know. It was somewhere around like $900 I was down, and $1,000 right now is my max stop on the day. That's why I'm not allowed to keep trading. Usually it's around $2,000, but like I said, and like you guys probably know, I've reduced my position size, so I reduced my max stop on the day as well. And I was able to cut back some of the losses shorting NIO. So that was nice, but man, I just had such a hard time doing anything correct. And it was weird because today I under traded, but I over traded at the same time. And this is a bit hard to explain. I think the best way to actually explain it is by talking about the perfect lead gapper that we had this morning, which if I remember correctly is HYMC. Now I'm actually doubting myself here a little bit. Was it HYMC? I think it was. So let's go ahead and talk about this ticker first, which I'm down $49 on, which is ridiculous. I should be up so much on this ticker. And then we will go through these other tickers, probably just in order from biggest loser to biggest winner. So let's go ahead and start with that. I think NIO is going to be a great summary on why I actually switched, because I usually never short and I usually never trade large caps. Well, I actually do trade large caps more often than I think people think I do. If I see a good front side on a large cap, I'll start trading it. I usually don't discriminate so much if it's a large cap or a small cap. I just really look for good front sides. So let's go to HYMC and see, what happened on this ticker. Metal company here, 60 million shares outstanding, fake news, 103 million market cap. Okay, pretty nice. Looks like some catalysts are pumping out here. But this has been a multi-day runner. Those sometimes make me a little uneasy because once they do stop running, it's pretty nasty. Now let's dive into the 5-minute, and then you'll see how perfect this front side was. Well, it's a little hard to see it, but starting right around here, like 6:20, and then to like 7 o'clock, this one sets up a perfect front side move. It's already up like 76%. And this from here to here, so from 7 to 7:30, 7:35 or so, 40%, and it's just so nice. And I lose money on it. So let's go to the 1 minute and look at this. This is let me zoom in a little bit more here. So this is the crazy spot right here. This is the pre-market where I wasn't able to trade, and then it really gets aggressive. And then I try to do a little bit of trading here, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Nothing too elegant, but it doesn't really matter. I don't really make or lose money here. And then I get this trade. This is okay. And then I try to continue trading here in this area, and then eventually I kind of just give up on this ticker. I'm like, somehow it's not working for me. And right when I give up on this ticker, it runs beautifully, and I miss this whole move. And this was a really nice, like 12+% move. And then we have a resistance here. So it's like, why am I not trading this? Because we have room to run. I tried to trade this pullback, but I end up closing here, and I don't get any of that continuation. We have a beautiful 5-minute breakout. I tried to trade this 1-minute pullback here, which I actually get, but I do small size on, and I really don't make any money on it. So somehow this whole front side move, like, I just threw away, and I was baffled. I was like, how did that just happen? Like, how did I just trade so poorly? And I think at this point I had a little bit of FOMO, or like revenge trading or whatever. I try to get aggressive here, then I get stuck in this sell-off, and I instantly just give back all my little profits here in one trade. And I'm like, boom, okay, I was down like $200 on HYMC at this point. And I was like, that totally makes sense, you know, like, wow, that was stress. This was just really stressful, and I think that really set the tone for the day a little bit. I did a lot of scalpy, sketchy trading here in this area where I honestly don't remember what happened, but we weren't really on a good front side, and I decided I'll do a little bit of range trading. Overall, it felt like a waste of time. And then I went for a red to green move here, which never came to fruition. Luckily, you know, very small size, so it wasn't super painful. But yeah, that didn't help either. And then I think I did one nice little pop here where I made a little bit of money. I don't know, but yeah, embarrassing. I honestly got to say this was like really poor trading on my end. So what I mean by like I undertraded is I left some really good opportunities on the table. I had tunnel vision. I didn't take a deep breath and say, you know, this is trending to the upside. Let's just hold it. Like I was not getting aggressive enough where I should be, and I was just kind of like too I don't know, relaxed, but I was just not focused, and it was really stressful. So that I totally undertraded this one. This one I should have done like either much more trades or just held it. So either one would have worked. I do both, and you know, sometimes I trade this like crazy. Sometimes I hold positions longer. Usually when I traded like crazy, I actually ended up doing better. Somehow I suck at holding winners. But I just kind of was staring as the price went up, and I didn't trade it. So that was really stressful. And then eventually I start over trading, and that's when I start trading pretty much everything that moves, because I have like FOMO, and I'm kind of upset that I missed the moves. And yeah, this is where it gets a little stressful. And I'm pretty much red on every ticker except KAVL. I just got to shake my head for a second because I'm so disappointed in myself. All right, so NIO, let's go to this ticker. Now this is actually kind of interesting, and this was kind of fun as well today too. Besides the big loss I had on it. So NIO was not really a ticker I was watching, but there was, you know, large caps were really running hard today because the SPY and the overall stocks are, or the indexes are up quite a bit. Look, Dow Jones here at 1.3, NASDAQ at 2.3, SPX 1.6, so really nice. And so it's a large cap day for sure, which means small caps are usually extra bad. Now this company pops up, NIO, you know, $1.7 billion shares outstanding. That's actually, no, is that trillion? No, that's billion. Otherwise it would say an M. Yeah, $25 billion market cap. So, you know, this is clearly a large cap that I usually am not crazy about trading. The thing is, it was called out in the Discord, and I actually really liked the setup I was seeing on it. The setup wasn't called out in the Discord. It was just like NIO, and I looked at it and I was like, actually, yeah, really nice, you know, breakout here. Let me start buying the pullback. And I did not cut my losses quick enough, and I really rode a lot of this down. And it was a pretty decent loser because I think that I went with pretty big size here. So I really took like a $500 or $600 loss just like that. And I was like, like that was so unnecessary. It was just so silly. And you know what? The worst part is I actually ended up being right. I had the right idea, but my timing was off, and I didn't cut my losses quick enough. So that was really stressful. And then this freaking ticker starts crawling up, has a beautiful front side. I mean, just on the 5 minute, we're talking like, again, picture perfect. And then having these great 1 minute 9 EMA pullbacks. I mean, just perfect pullback, pullback, pullback. And I just can't trade it for the life of me. Look at this. I missed this whole move. And I go for this breakout with very small size. I don't get filled, and I quickly close the position. And then I go for this pullback, and I close right before the pop. And then I go for this pullback, and I close before the pop. So it's like the most obvious, easy setup, and I'm doing horrible front side trading. I don't know what it is. Like, my brain today was just like, nope, it's not going to work out. So at this point, I realized, okay, the front side's over. We're starting to range maybe at best, most likely we're on the back side. And that's when I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to start shorting this thing because right here it says easy to borrow. Now, most of the time on TD Ameritrade, stocks are never available to short unless it's like a massive large cap like Tesla or AT&T or something. But even like mid caps like Oatly or something, like sometimes they're not available to short. I mean, like TOS, I think is, or TD Ameritrade, I think is the worst broker for shorting. I don't know, but I've been using TD Ameritrade now for like, I don't know, since like 2015, maybe 2014, and it's never been a good shorting platform. So I do have experience with that. I think interactive brokers or other platforms are much, much better when it comes to shorting. So that's why I think that's a big reason why I don't short. It's just because there's never shares available to short. Now, NIO is a classic large cap with shares available to short. So I was like, okay, let me just short it. And basically, I just did my front side trading pattern and I just turned it upside down. So here we had a nice little dead cat bounce. I saw weakness. I started shorting. I covered. There was these like weak bounces here. I started shorting again. It sold off. I covered. A little bounce here. I started shorting again. I covered. And then it was getting kind of close to VWAP, and I felt like there's probably some buyers in this ticker, and I stopped shorting, which ended up being good. I didn't turn into a buyer per se because everything I bought today just sold off, or I just couldn't hold. I have no idea what happened. So I didn't trade any of this. Plus, I was on a call, so I had a meeting here at this point. So I was no longer trading. But yeah, is there a lesson here? I don't know. Maybe if you suck at trading, start doing the opposite of what you usually do, which is, shorting large caps for me, because I'm usually going long small caps. No, I don't really think that's the lesson. I think this is just like revenge and boredom right here. I think that's really what that is. I think really the lesson is like if you're noticing you're in a downwards trend, and that's basically what was happening today. I was just trading a little bit worse. I was getting more and more in the red. I should have just called it. Like even before I started trading today, I kind of felt like it was going to be a red day. And if you have one of those days, screw it, don't trade. It could just be that simple, especially after I messed up that perfect front side. I mean, that was like really the most foreshadowing you can get. And then guess what? Today is tax day. So I got to work on my taxes for the S Corp. So March 15th, which is today, S Corps and partnerships have to file taxes. So I got that on my mind as well. I was working on that this morning. I still have to work on it. So boom, another thing that's, kind of getting in the way mentally with my trading for sure. I always notoriously do bad every time taxes are involved in my trading days. I don't know. Maybe another indicator to not trade. NIO, so we talked about this one and we talked about HYMC. Let's just go through the other ones really quickly because they're not as exciting in terms of how I traded it. EXN, for example, I think I only did a few trades on it. I did some pre-market trading. It was very slow. Mining company here. Let's see. Shares 33 million, shares outstanding, and then market cap 37 million. And this one just dumped after the market opened. Pre-market it was okay, but it was only up like 50% in this run, and actually it was only up really like 30%. So it's not really a ticker I'm super stoked on trading, something up that little. And look at the volume. It's like kind of non-existent. So I tried to trade this front side here. Somehow I actually did okay, but then I ended up giving back all my profits here on, this little backside move. So I was like, ugh, okay, well, I can't trade that. GFAI, this is a former gapper we've talked about so much. So I'm not even going to go to their daily chart, but down here you can see the daily chart. I just really quickly tried a little bit of a pop. This ticker was trending up, had somewhat okay volume. I wasn't crazy about it. I went for a pullback looking for continuation. There was none, so I sold. And then we have VXX. This one actually was absolutely crazy today. And I was so focused on so many different tickers today, so I missed the best moves on VXX. It was also not like my favorite price range, so I wasn't super focused on it at first, but look at these front side moves. Now, once this one was halted, I actually looked at it, and it was getting halted to the downside, and then it got halted again to the downside. And then I was like, this is pretty rare. Plus, we have huge support here at like 30. I mean, that's such a psychological zone. So I went for a little bit of a dip trade here, which would have worked out if I just committed a little bit more. Let me show you guys on the 1 minute what this looks like. And actually, let's just start on the daily because I didn't even talk about the daily. Wow, what an ugly daily chart pattern. I mean, this looks like my swing trade portfolio. So anyway, VXX, this ticker, let's see, industry doesn't show here. Shares outstanding 240, so that's pretty high, and about million market cap, so that's really small. I'm not even sure what the catalyst is on this ticker. Let's see. Not so important. But let's now go back to the 1 minute and see how this ticker performs. So yeah, that front side was actually quite nice. Let's scroll here a bit forward. And what I want you guys to focus on is the 5 minute. Always look at the 5 minute chart. This is really where the gold is. This is where the answers of your trading strategy are. You want to follow the trend, right? And here we have a nice 5 minute breakout. Now we're having this great 1 minute pullback. And, just this move here is, okay, that's actually percentage wise, that's a small move. It really wasn't that interesting till probably around till this breakout somewhere here, like 9:45 or so. Here we, held this breakout, and now we're trending up aggressively to the front side with good room to run to about like 36 or so. So instantly, this is a really nice move. We're getting these pretty healthy 1 minute pullbacks here in this area. This is a little choppy. So again, not my favorite kind of price action, I guess, in that regard, and overall price, but pretty good moves. I mean, nice breakout here, good pullback, and then a quick 10% pop. So the rate of change, the volume, everything was perfect. Especially like 1 million shares being traded per minute on a pretty much a 38, let's say, dollar stock. That's insane. That's a really good volume. And then it had this huge decline. It got halted more than 2 times. I just remember there was a halt here, it opened, it got halted again, and then I ended up buying 50 shares. It was really more of like, I put an alert order here, so it opened up, I got executed, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, this actually looks pretty good. I bought 50 more shares, it bounced up here a little bit, and it just felt like it hit a brick wall, and I ended up closing for a very small loss. And I was like, well, whatever. And then, I crawled up a little bit more. I don't know, maybe I could have done that trade a little bit better, but what I should have been doing, because I remember I sold my NIO trade to look at VXX, and I really should have been more focused on NIO. I was totally in the wrong spot, because at this point, this was on this climb, and I think this is the trade I quickly closed so I could look at VXX. And that's a really big problem. When I'm closing trades to look at another ticker, it's like, ooh, that's a nasty place to be. I traded 6 stocks today. That's like a no-go. I never trade that many stocks, and every time I do, it's usually bad. So there you have it. KAVL, we're up 96 on this one, so finally a ticker I'm green on. That feels really refreshing. I've actually been doing really, okay this month. Actually pretty good percentage-wise this month. But today was just like, I couldn't do anything right. KAVL, backside trending ticker, distributors industry, 30 million shares outstanding and a 53 million market cap. What was the catalyst on here? Strength. So there is some catalyst, broader consumer direct discretionary sector trending higher. Yeah, I mean, the market right now is actually doing really nicely. So it's kind of up on macro news, which isn't my favorite. Okay, so there's, a nice aggressive move here, 60% front side move. And then let's go back and see how I traded this one. I missed the whole front side. So that was really the problem today. Like, somehow the good front sides were available today. I just didn't trade them, and I traded everything that I did trade very poorly. So it was very stressful in that regard. I did a little bit of a move here, and then tried a few more times, but look, my last trade, I didn't even have any volume. This was probably maybe one of my better ones. I got this pullback here, sold in this first pop, I bought again, and then sold in the second pop. That was pretty clean. I actually don't even remember trading KAVL so much, but I think honestly the big problem with today was I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I was just not in the right state of mind. I don't think there was much I could have done today to get green. I feel like the more I trade today, the more red I'm going to get. So that's why I kind of just felt okay stopping my trading once I made back some of my losses on NIO, because I was down like 600 on this one at one point. So I was like, okay, well, at least I'm not, having a max red day. I think that alone is a victory. And then, noticing when I'm trading all these different tickers, and honestly noticing after I traded HYMC so bad, honestly, I think today was just, I should have realized I was not in a good state of mind for whatever reason, and just walked away when I was only down like $100 or $200. It's so hard to do, because like, basically, to do your job, you don't do your job, right? So it's very psychologically hard. I have gotten better at it though, where I notice something is wrong, and I start thinking very proactively, no, it's not working today, and sometimes I actually do stop it. So I'm much better at it than I was in the past, but it's a tough line to go. It's very, very tough. Anyway, guys, I hope you found some value in this recap video, and I hope you did better trading than I did today, because as you see, I was all over the place today. It happens, and I think that's one of the toughest things about being a day trader. Is like it's such a battle with yourself, pretty much always. So yeah. Anyway, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the way out. It's the easiest way to support the channel. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.